We recently studied the Sutram 5468, Samasantaha, which is the Adhikaraha, which Panini runs from 5468 to the end of the fourth quarter of the fifth chapter of the Ashtadhyayi. And of course, the fourth quarter is the last quarter of the fifth chapter, so this Adhikara of Samasantaha runs up to the end of the fifth chapter of the Ashtadhyayi. Within this Adhikaraha, the section Avyayi Bhave runs from 54107 to 54112. So this is a section where an affix is prescribed at the end of a Avyayi Bhavaha compound. And as we have already seen, the affix is touch because the anuvritti of touch runs down from 5491 to 54112. Okay, with that background, let us now take a Gana Sutram, which is part of the Sharat Prabhriti Ganaha mentioned in the Sutram 54107. 54107 says Avyayi Bhave Sharat Prabhritibhyaha, Sutram which we have already studied. In that Sharat Prabhriti Ganaha, there is a Gana Sutram which reads Prati Para Samanubhyokshnaha. Padacheda, of course, is Prati Para Samanubhyaha Akshnaha. What is the Gana Sutram? A Gana Sutram is a statement, a rule which is found within the Ganapatha of Panini, where mention of a word or words in the Ganapatha is made along with certain conditions. This Ganasutram is telling us that in a Avyayi Bhavaha compound, the Tadhyataha affix touch is prescribed following the Pratipadikam Akshi, provided Akshi is preceded by either Prati, Para, Sam or Anu, and this affix touch becomes the ending member of the compound. We have already seen how this Adhikara of Samasantaha works. An affix is prescribed at the end of a compound, and that affix becomes part and parcel of the compound. It becomes the ending member of the compound. One more thing to note here is that this affix touch is a Tadhyataha Pratyayaha, because remember that the Adhikara of Samasantaha is contained within the much larger Adhikaraha of Tadhyataha, which starts all the way back from 4176 and also goes to the end of the fifth chapter of the Ashtadhyayi. So every Samasanta Pratyayaha is also a Tadhyata Pratyayaha. Let's take some examples here. The first one is Akshini Prati, Pratyaksham, facing towards, means in front of the eyes. The Alaukika Vigraha Vakyam is Akshi out plus Prati. The compounding is prescribed by the Sutram 2114. Just study 2114. It says that Lakshanena Bhiprati Abhimukhye, meaning that the indeclinable Abhi or Prati, when used in the meaning of Abhimukhyam, facing towards in the direction of, optionally compounds with a Subantam Padam, which denotes the mark or the target, that towards which someone or something is facing or pointing. In the present example, we do have the Avyayam Prati being used in the sense of Abhimukhyam, facing towards, in the direction of, and the Lakshanam, the target, is Akshini, the two eyes. Hence all the conditions for applying 2114 are satisfied, so we form the compound, the Avyayi Bhavaha compound. The technical breakdown of the compound is Akshi out plus Prati. This is what is called as the Alaukika Vigraha Vakyam. The note here says that as per 1490, Lakshane Thambhuta Khyana Bhaga Vipsasu Prati Parya Navaha. The Avyayam Prati has the designation Karma Pravachaniyaha. Here we have Sharida Sutram 1490. It says that the terms Prati, Pari and Anu get the designation Karma Pravachaniyaha in the context where either Lakshanam, mark or aim, or Thambhuta Kyanam or Bhagaha or Vipsa is denoted. Right now, the context is that of Lakshanam. So therefore, Prati gets the Sanya Karma Pravachaniyaha. And then as per 238, Karma Pravachaniya Yukte Dvitiya, the second case affix. In this case, the Dvitiya Dvivachanam. Affix out is used following the Pratipadikam Akshi, co-occurring with the Karma Pravachaniyaha prati. The remaining steps are well known to us as per 1-243. Prathama nidrishtam samasa upasajanam prati gashti upasajana sanya, because in the samasa vidhayaka sutram 2-114 abhiprati is prathamantam. So therefore prati gashti upasajana sanya, and then by 2-230 upasajanam purvam prati is placed in the prior position in the compound. Now prati plus akshi out gets a resignation pratipadikam by 1-246, which in turn allows us to apply 2-471 supo dhatu pratipadikayoho to perform the look elision on the sup affix out, which is inside the pratipadikam. So we get prati plus akshi. Then 6-177 equivalently gives us pratyakshi. Now we apply this Gana Sutram prati para samanubhyokshnaha, because we do have a avyayabhavaha compound ending in the pratipadikam akshi preceded by prati. So we add the affix touch, and the affix touch becomes the ending member of the compound. Remove these letters in touch. The ending letter cha gets its sanya by halantyam 133, and the beginning letter ta gets its sanya by 137 chutu, and then by 139 tasya lopaha. Both of them are elided. And now by 64148 yasyeti cha, the ending letter e of pratyakshi is elided. It takes lopaha because pratyakshi has the designation bha as per the sutram 1418 yachibham, which is required to apply the sutram 64148. So the ending letter e of pratyakshi takes lopaha by 64148, and we get the pratipadikam pratyaksha. To that we add the default prathama ekavachana pratyaya su. Then by 2483 navyayi bhava datom tva panchamyaha. Su takes the substitution and then we apply amipurvaha 61107 to get the form pratyaksham. Let us take a second example here. Akshnaha param paroksham, beyond the range of sight or perception. Note here says that vritti vishaye akshi shabdaha indriya matra paraha. In the compound paroksha, the word akshi stands for not just the eye or sight, but any sense organ in general. So paroksham means beyond perception, not just beyond sight, but beyond any sense perception. The alaukika vigraha vakyam is akshi nyasi plus para su. Question now comes is that which sutram may be used to justify this compound? And as it turns out, there is no sutram to justify this compound. That is why the note here says that samasanta vidhana samarthyad avyayi bhavaha. So even though para is not a avyayam, and there is no rule that prescribes the formation of the avyayi bhavaha compound paroksha, the fact that a samasanta pratyaya, an affix touch at the end of the compound, is being prescribed by this present Gana Sutram tells us that a avyayi bhavaha compound is allowed here. There is no point prescribing a samasanta pratyaya when the samasa itself is not possible. So obviously a samasa is possible here. This is what is meant by samasanta vidhana samarthyad avyayi bhavaha. So we go ahead and form the compound. Now the question comes is which member of the compound takes the prior position. Now the fact that the samasanta pratyaya touch is being prescribed to a avibhavaha compound ending in akshi tells us that akshi should be the latter member of the compound. Not only that, we know that the final form of the compound is paroksha because Panini himself has used this form in the sutram 32115 parokshe lit, which we have studied. In order to get this desired form paroksha, the term para su is placed in the prior position in the compound, and the ending letter a of para is replaced by o. This is done in order to get the form paroksha, which we know is the right form because Panini uses it himself in the sutram parokshe lit. Now paro su plus akshi nyasi gets a resignation pratipadikam by 1-46 krityajita samasascha, and then we apply 2471 supo dhatu pratipadikayoho to perform the look elision on the sup affix su as well as nyasi, which is inside the compound. So we get paro plus akshi, and then we apply ingaf padantadati 61109, which prescribes a single substitute ekadesha, the letter o, in place of purvaparayoho. In place of o plus a, the single substitute o is prescribed, which is the purvarupam. So we get parokshi. Now we apply this Gana Sutram prati para samanubhyokshnaha. We do have a vibhavaha compound ending in akshi preceded by para, so therefore we bring in the affix touch, and this affix touch becomes the ending member of the compound. Remove the letters. Letter ch gets the sanya by halantyam 133. Letter t gets the sanya by 137 chu 2. Then tasya lopaha 139 gives parokshi plus a. Now the Angam Parokshi gets the Bhasanya by the Sutram 1418 Yachibham, which allows us to apply 64148 Yasyeticha to elide the ending letter E of the Angam Parokshi. So we now get the compound Pratipadikam Paroksha. And same as before, we bring in the default Prathamayika Vachanam affix su following paroksha, and then by 2483 su is replaced by and finally amipurvaha 61107 gives us the form paroksham. Another example here is akshnor yogyam samaksham, visibly, literally meaning fit or appropriate for the eyes, which means in the presence of. This compound has been used in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 11 verse 42. Eko thavaapyachuta tat samaksham. Tat samaksham is a compound meaning tesham samaksham, which literally means fit for their eyes, meaning in their presence. Okay, the alaukika vigraha vakyam is akshi os plus sam. Here the compound is prescribed by Sutram 216 because we have the avyayam sam used in the sense of yogyata, which is one of the meanings of yatha mentioned in 216. So therefore we go ahead and form the compound between akshi os plus sam. The remaining steps are well known to us. The avyayam sam gets the designation upasarjanam by 1243 prathama nidishtam samasa upasarjanam, because in the samasa vidhayaka sutram 216 the term avyayam is prathamantam, and then by 2230 sam becomes the prior member of the compound, and now sam plus akshi os gets the designation pratipadikam by 1246 krittadita samasascha. We have formed a compound, and then 2471 supo dhatu pratipadikayoho comes and removes the sup affix os, which is inside the pratipadikam. Now we apply the Gana Sutram prati para samanubhyokshnaha to bring in the affix touch, which becomes the ending member of the compound. Remove the letters. Letter ch gets its sanya by 133 halantyam. Letter t gets its sanya by 137 chu 2. Then tasya lopaha 139 gives us samakshi plus a. Yangam samakshi gets the bhasanya by 1418 yachibham, which allows us to apply 64148 yasyeticha to perform the look elision on the ending letter E of the Yangam samakshi. So we get the compound pratipadikam samaksha. And now we bring in the default prathamayika vachanam affix su following samaksha. Su gets replaced by as per 2483. Then amipurvaha 61107 gives us the final form samaksham. Similarly, akshnoho paschat equals anvaksham, meaning afterwards, literally behind the eyes. We apply the same Gana Sutram prati para samanubhyokshnaha to bring in the samasanta pratyaha touch, because anu is mentioned in the Gana Sutram.